Okay, you all did pretty good yesterday on the table of values. We're going to review for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to go right into a shortcut. Table of values, you all solved for y. When you did, you ended up with y equals something x plus b. That is called slope-intercept form. Your slope is your m, your intercept is your b. And what I like to think of is all of this equals y, so basically y rules here. You start your intercept on the y-axis, you execute your slope by going y first, which is rise over the run. We talked about that. Quick review on the grid. You've got your y-axis, your x-axis. From the origin, it flows positively to the right, negatively to the left. Your y-axis flows from the origin positively up, negatively down. Let's get an example. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Again, your slope is the m, your m is the 1/2. Your intercept is the b, your b is the 3. I'm going to use a little bit of word association here and say we're going to begin with the b, and in this case, the 3. And we're going to move with the slope, and in this case, 1/2. Back over to our grid. We're going to begin with a positive 3. Origin, 1, 2, 3. There's our beginning point. We are going to execute a 1/2 slope. Slope is always in fraction form. The numerator is the rise, the denominator is the run. So we are going to rise from this point 1, positively, and we're going to run from this point positively 2. And we have our second point. If this was a table of values, you would have put in 2, you would have gotten 4. But instead, we're just shortcut. From this point, rise again positive 1, run positive 2, you've got your third point. Every time I introduce slope-intercept form, I encourage all my students to go on either side of your y-axis. To go on this side, if you rise, you're only going to end up there. So the 1/2 has an equivalent. It's called -1, -2. Those equal each other. If you put both of those into a calculator, you're going to get 0.5. So now we have one slope equaling the other slope, same slope, but from this point, the beginning, we're going to rise a -1. Well, I know it sounds funny, but we're going to rise -1. And we're going to run a -2. From this point, we're going to rise again a -1. And we're going to run a -2. You've got 4 coordinate pairs. Connect them, you've got a line. If you want to label them, go to one of your arrows and write in your linear equation. And that's a shortcut. Try it again. This time we'll go with y equals, let's say, a -2x and a negative number or a positive number. It really doesn't matter. The beginning point is on the intercept. You begin, this time, at a -7. Come over your graph, begin, -7. This time we're going to run and rise a -2. Well, that's not a fraction yet. Now it's a fraction. So this particular time we're going to rise a -2 and run a positive 1. Rise a -2 more, run positive 1. Again, I want you to be on both sides of your y-axis. So we're going to take the equivalent to -2 over 1 and say it's 2 over -1. Again, put both those in a calculator, you're going to get an answer of -2. So to get on the other side of this, we're going to rise a positive 2 and run a negative 1. Rise a net positive 2, run a negative 1. Again, we have a straight line. Again, that line goes off forever. And again, if we want to label this, we go to one of the arrows, y equals negative 2x minus 7. That equation gave us that line. That equation gave us this line. If we use a table of values, you would have kept putting in different x's and you would have gotten the y that goes with it. These, again, are called solutions. Take any one of these solutions. Take any one of the, take this one. The name of that is a -5, or -1 over -5. If we put a -1 into our original equation, times -1 minus 7, we get 2 minus 7, we've got a -5. So here y equals -5. If x equals -1, y equals -5. -1, -5. Now on the back of this, or included in this presentation, you have 4 equations. I want you to do those 4 equations on the 4 graphs provided. Do it with this shortcut. If you run into any problem, replay this tape. See you the next time we meet.